You may be used to seeing a vlog or two under this title. A lot of things have been invented under this title over the years. Let's get a little bit unscripted. Welcome on in, everybody. Let's get started. Hello there, my hearties, my lovelies, my sunwalkers, and more. I'm Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. Alongside the raw healing stories my characters weave throughout time and space, I coach other modern-day soul bards on their business operations, writing processes, social media creation, and growth mindset to intentionally publish from the source, their souls. And today we're getting a little unscripted. So I am doing kind of this monthly as an opposite to sitting down with Soul Writer as vlogs and as another complement to my panel cast that is starting up next month, monthly in April. Soul Care Sundays are going to be back. So we'll do this probably 1 week, and then 2 weeks later, we'll go ahead and do our Soul Care Sunday setup. I already have the first panel ready to go as far as who the topics are. I need to contact them with questions and everything. It's going to be so much fun. There's a lot of other fun things going around here today before we go ahead and get into what today's titleage is about specifically. Please do feel welcome to check out my other live stream I'm doing later today on my second channel, specifically about how fiction heals. So do welcome yourself to the Soul Bard Collective over that way, or check me out anywhere else on the internet at my website. My Substack newsletter or my Linktree has even access to the kickoff for HB90 Bootcamp with my affiliate link if you're looking forward to joining that with Sarah Cannon's Heart Breathings Writing Community this time around, please. They just launched, I believe, stuff about enrollment today, so I dropped my affiliate link there in the chat box, and it should be in the description box below for everyone as well. So good to see some familiar faces. Thank you all for stopping in. Miranda's here. It's been a while, my friend. It's been a while. How have you been? Hello, hello. So we're going to go ahead and run a poll in the chat. We're going to get talking about nail polish specifically in a bit. But if you're wondering about the two colors I'm asking you to vote between, this is Rochelle's pick. This is Rochelle's pick. Kind of looks like her eye color, just a little bit. And then her soul brother from another mother that they share an adoptive mom together with, who turned them into vampires, Frey, this would be his pick. So whenever his fallen angel Ezekiel shows up, this is his eye color. So go ahead and cast your votes based on that. And I'll talk about nail polish stuff here in a little bit. I have notes. I came prepared. And you're welcome to go ahead and drop any questions you might have in the chat as we go along. So what's been the ups, my friendos? How much more 90s kid can I make this? Someone suggested recently for me to throw that as my birthday party theme this year, and I think my birthday's on a Friday. Let me double check that. September, where are you? Yes. The Friday Eve before September's Double Down Day is my birthday. I think we're doing a 90s kid night that night. Or an 80s, 90s kid night. Noted. Eva! Hello, my friend. It's so good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. How have you been? What you up to? How's it doing? So, Myrna Annals. Let's get there with that update first. Hello, covers. You look gorgeous over there, the 10 of you. The 10 of them have been driving me up the wall, especially the ones on top. Ian and Neftiri have a lot of spoilery things going on by the end of book 3. That if you have not read that far over on Ream's Stories, which I think already linked right here. If you haven't read book 3 on Ream's Stories, not going to spoil anything for you yet, but stuff happens at the end, and it's making book 4 not go the way I want it to do, and the end of the last battle at book 4 has to now be the end of the battle at book 5, and they got to swap, and it caused some ripple effects. So what's prevented me from doing what I wanted to do this quarter, which was finish book 4 in January, book 5 in February, and then finish the short stories for the winged ones this month. I'm still working on book 4 because I had to rearrange a bunch of scenes between book 4 and book 5 due to one plot hole. Somebody is unalived in book 4, but I needed them to be alive for something in book 5, so mass rewriting had to be done. I should be able to finish the last 5 chapters that I have planned to just edit and put them out on Ream's Stories. Who's the main character in book 3? He's from the wine country of France, has silvery blonde hair. I think everybody loves him and Lee just about as much as they do the main couple. It's Frey's fault. It really actually is. Because of something he does in book, what is being referred to here, because of something he did in book 3 is why we now have 5 books. And because of something we have in book 2 is now we have 5 books. Because of something he does in book 5, I gotta switch some battle scenes around. Sorry, dude. It's always him. Eva, Pat on the Black. Ooh, yes. I have a hard time finding this one in stock when I have the money to buy it. Does that make sense? I think it's kind of like, what's her name? Christine from Simply Nailogical. Her brand, her indie brand, Hollow Taco, her one coat black. I'm only ever able to buy it once a year, but mind you, one bottle of one coat black, if it's a consistent batch and not a random off batch that you sometimes get with nail polish, it's solid. We'll talk about more polish later. The other thing I wanted to go ahead and add in on top of stuff with book 3, since a little bit of an announcement's in order. Some of you have been asking, when is my Kickstarter launching? You're the first to get the official dates. I have 3 I'm picking between, and I'm not exactly sure, but they're all within like the same 30-ish day period. We're either doing July 28th, August 8th, or August 28th. I'm undecided. I have my reasons. I'm leaning towards August 8th, not only because it's the date, if you add up 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. The date's 888. Also, it's the 1-year anniversary of me launching my LLC on that day. So what better way to commemorate the launch of Soul Bard Productions than with launching a Kickstarter? That's kind of where my brain's going. If not that date, then I will likely do either the 28th, the one before, the one after. So I'm super excited. Right now, book 2 is available to all follower levels and higher for free. So it was on a paid tier. It has been dropped down on Ream's stories as available for followers. If you want to go ahead and if you have not yet read book 2 and you want to give me a little bit of feedback on book 2 before it goes to Kickstarter, please do feel welcome to hot trot over there. And the first person to find 10 errors of any kind is going to get a special gift. So, well, gift card, I should say. So if you are interested to participate or you're reading anyway, do let me know. Do let me know. So as far as nail polish goes, kind of back to what I was saying about Hollow Taco earlier. Their One Coat Black is my #1 favorite on the market right now, because as long as it's a consistent black, it does what it says. This is my second favorite if I can't get a hold of that one. Thank you. I hope you enjoy as much as you enjoyed Bjorn, as much as you enjoyed Bjorn with his intro. I hope you enjoy chapter 1 and the final chapter of that book. I've noticed a commonality with all of them, and it's why I almost did, instead of Rochelle's sibling, I almost did her soulmate's nail polish eye color equivalent. The two guys that I have the most interesting time being in the headspace of while writing, if that makes sense as a writer. I have some writers in chat, they'll understand. It's kind of the least comfortable. Bjorn and I don't get along. If you have ever heard J.R. Ward talk about why she does not like writing for Vicious, same thing. We don't like being in each other's heads. It's not comfortable for him. It's not comfortable for me. Oh, thank you. Ian's still not sure. Do I trust this guy? That's part of Bjorn's thing. Until he basically tells you, knock it off your family, you have no clue where you are in his circle. And you learn more about why when you find out what happened to his actual sister. Spoiler, he used to have a sister named Iliada who was supposed to be chieftain before him. I'll word it that way. Book 2 will tell you more. With that couple, ooh, I guess I could talk about this today. It kind of makes sense and goes with the nail polish thing. The reason why I match my nail polish to their eye color, it's not just a marketing thing. Someone asked that a couple of months ago. It's not just a marketing thing. It was something I started doing after I had a certain surgery in 2021. Some people know, some people don't. I lost our first baby while I was writing book 2. When I realized I was going to do the rebrand relaunch revolution, I also changed something crucial to Rochelle's plotline. That's all I'm going to say, and let you kind of add 2 and 2. I couldn't write what happened to me just yet. So if you do like Bjorn and Rochelle as a couple, heads up. They have a lot of kids in the end. I know how many kids they have by 2015. They have a baker's dozen because they keep having twins. Heads up, that's a spoiler. It's a fair spoiler to give. It's an ish spoiler, a keep reading spoiler. But yeah, they get together. They have a lot of kids. I'm not going to tell you much more than that, other than it's not pretty along the way. Ian, by the end of book 1, kind of doesn't have a choice but to make a decision on whether or not he has to trust Bjorn. And that's why I have a hard time wearing certain nail colors together. Like, it's weird now because I associate the nail colors with the eye colors. I will literally like grab my Frey red and pick up like my Ian blue and be like, oh, you two aren't talking to each other right now, and I don't want to wear those colors. And it could be 4th of July and it not matter. Because then, you know, red, blue, my skin's white. Anyway, rambling on that being what it is. This is another cool item with nail polish, actually. I'm thinking about doing an add-on tier to my Kickstarter that does relate to nail polish. Back in the beginning, I was working with another small business owner who does color street nails. They're like sticker nail polish. And she was asking if we wanted to do an add-on. Like, do you want to, you know, have a selection that is each of their eye colors? And I said, if you want to do that and we can figure out how to make that work, that'd be super cool for some people as a Kickstarter add-on. The other big thing that's in the works right now that is getting based on some of these colors is I've been in talks with Suntroa, my character illustration artist. And he's the one who has done all of the anime-esque, video game-esque character sketches of everybody. And he's going to be doing coloring page line art, like scene work of each individual book. I just sent him all of the final markup of what I think he might need to do book ones. And some of the notes I'm going back and adding for him are like, if you need accent colors in the image that look good with their eyes, might I suggest you pull from these? Sako, hello, good to see you, my friend. Yes, and I'm just going to make it a digital file add-on with, like, you know, both of our logos in a corner for copyright, and just make it a digital file that anyone can use. And they can tack it on at any level. The scene, if you have read book one, the scene that he's going to do for Ian and Nefertiti is the almost kiss that Lee interrupts by yelling, "Hunters on the horizon!" and ruins the dance party. So it's going to be so much fun to ask him to draw that. And I'm kind of waiting for feedback because his reaction to having the source material for Aria alone was interesting. Aria's art is based on somebody, I can't say the name of the band, but I can hold up their merch. The lead singer of this band is the visual inspiration for a certain King of the Fae of mine. Just imagine if Dan Avedon of Game Grumps fame were the half-brother to Jareth the Goblin King from Labyrinth. That's pretty much all I told Suntroa. I think he's going to be mad that he has that many curls to draw. So I'm like, dude, enjoy. Jody Jean, it's good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing great. So I'm going to be adding some hints of accent color suggestions to the images for him. And I think he's going to have a blast with it. If he wanted to, like, you know, color splotch or add like a key guide in there, even though he's doing line art, kind of stuff like that, if I wanted to go through and be like color by numbers. So the story everyone might be here and wanting to know about. The story everybody might want to be knowing about. Who wants to know why Justin Bieber's even being on this thing here? Who wants to know the Justin Bieber story? and why some of my students have ruined me on Justin Bieber for life. So, the Justin Bieber story. I was going to say, some of you, I think, showed up just for the Justin Bieber story. So, as many of you know, I used to teach public high school at a school in rural West Virginia. That's all the more localization I'm going to tell you. And because some of my former students may be lurking on the replay. And they're the reason why this story exists. Anyway, I had a group of creative writing students. We all had creative writing last period of the day, 8th period, and we ran it workshop style. They had a novella to write the first half of the year, and then they could turn it into a full-fledged novel the second half of the year. So we taught them basic conventions and how to run the writer's workshop. And a lot of the time, by the middle of the year, 8th day was easy. You came in, you grabbed your computer, you sat down. If you were meeting with somebody to critique it, you did. If you were talking with me about it, you did. We did our own thing. One of the exercises I like to do on the routine, I would just tell them, circle up. It's round robin writing, okay? So for those of you who don't know what round robin writing is, everybody would take out a sheet of paper and a pen. I would put a timer on the clock for 2 minutes. That's all you had. You had to write on that page for 2 minutes anything you wanted to start the story. At the end of 2 minutes, I would say left, or I would say right. So that means everyone would shift their paper to the left, or everybody would shift their paper to the right. So yes, sometimes you would get back a story that you added to 4 paragraphs ago and have to add back on. That was on purpose. So that way you got to work on the opening and you got to work on the end. The topic was, as long as I was okay and knew that everyone was safe and sound, and this was fiction, school appropriate had to apply in an era where I did not no longer feel comfortable going to work because it was dangerous, put it that way. We talked about, mental health and whatnot, and took 3 weeks. One of the students, we'll call him G. One of the students, G, just starts writing, "Get wrecked" at the end of every single thing he adds on as dialogue, as character dialogue. And he found numerous meanings, artfully and colorfully, fictionally, and oh my God, I couldn't read these during class if they were taking a test in actual English classes. References of different things being ripped apart, blown apart, pooped on, all kinds of nasty teenage things. Oh my God. Then, right after that, about a month later, one of his friends responds, "By Justin Bieber's Raging." How, as a romance author, can I make this very YouTube friendly? What is it they say in the movie with Heath Ledger? 10 Things I Hate About You. With the guidance counselors rating scenes, all those words applied here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I write romance stuff. And this is like, yeah, they went there. And I said, guys, you got to stop. I'm like, guys, I don't need you all writing fan fiction about what fans would love to do occultishly to the Biebs. And they're like, we were describing a food fight. And I'm like, there's no way that was a food fight. It was. We said eggplant. No, you did not. No, you did not. So, mind you, I'm trying to grade these. Poor Cheesecake Man's playing video games. Looks at me and is like, what's wrong with you? Because I'm laughing so hard, I'm about to have an asthma attack. The first time I read it. And I'm just like, I don't need to know what this generation thinks about the Biebs and certain body parts anymore. It proceeded to prolong and go on and be an entire saga for 4 years. There was a saga of Justin Bieber's. And I found them when we moved. See, and this is the stuff I miss. This is like the only stuff I miss. Like the time that a kid, oh my gosh, like the time that a kid found some roadkill, hello Moo, on his way to school. What do you think he did with that skunk? Speaking of skunk-colored things, but not a skunk. Hello, Moo. He decided to take out the scent glands, put them in a container, stick the container in the vent in one of the teachers' rooms with some holes in the side. That was his senior prank. I was a couple of rooms down the hall and my eyes were burning because it was coming through the vents in my room within 5 minutes. I'm here going, did somebody make a skunk mad, like, outside my office or classroom door? Because that has happened on occasion. It was a rural high school. We were literally the only high school in the county. That's how rural it is. And I would have thought nothing if somebody had come in late with their vehicle and spooked a skunk walking across the parking lot, because it happened before. No. Oh no. That he did that to a teacher he didn't like all that much. Imagine his senior prank for the teachers he did like. That's what scared me. I didn't want to know. I will be finishing my transition completely out of education. The goal is by my birthday. So when we do that 80s kid, 90s kid themed party, I hope to be celebrating for good reasons. I hope to be doing this without an actual day job. What I'm doing right now is not exactly teaching, because it's more like curriculum development with teaching on top of it a couple of days a week is what they worded it in my contract. We'll put it that way. The contract says one thing. It feels like I'm doing another as it crashes and burns some days. I know some of you are aware. I've been taking a course with Aaron Dowdy, Victor Odo, and Matt Schaefer. Some of them are well known here about the YouTube. And I took a course with Mel Power, Power Play Press, back in September. And a couple of us, a certain Jody Jean included, are also taking that course. And thanks to a couple of epic people helping me fund it, I'm able to actually take their full-time purpose, full year-long school of how to get this channel to be serving all of you better and put me in a position to where I can free up time to be of even more better service to the community. I know everyone says, Jenna, you do a lot. Jenna, you do a lot. But there's so much more that I've been holding back on just because I've convinced myself that the time and the money don't exist. And that's not true. That's not true, is it, Moo? As you climb all over everything. Oh, don't fall because you old. She scares me when she climbs all over everything. Come sit here. Come sit here. They would love to see you. They would love to see you. Come here, baby. They love you. Little Miss Momo. Hi, honey. So I've been enrolled in the full course since Friday. I've officially been enrolled for 2 full days, from noon to noon to noon. We'll put it that way. And I've learned more about what I've done wrong as a YouTuber and a coach in 2 days than I have in 6 months. So to the people who suffered and survived with me through the missteps, thank you. To everyone who's here to support me and who's continuing to be here in the future, thank you. I have opened a second channel. It has slightly different purposes other than this one. Moo, turn around, please, and don't climb all over that. The Soul Bard Collective is going to section off some things that were and weren't fitting here. I was trying to figure out how I could go about hosting the Writer's Soul Reset. It's a virtual retreat that I want to launch alongside an eventual in-person retreat where people can literally get back to writing when life has been cruel in various meanings and ways to either them personally or to their business. So with that in mind, I'm going to also be launching some courses that are in connection with that mindset. I already have one course over on Teachable that's on research methods. That's probably getting an update. So You Want to Be an Author Tuber is getting a season 2, and a lot of other things are coming down the pipeline because of this class. Just things I've been holding back on, doubting myself on, and whatnot. So to everyone who has been here since the beginning of this channel, do not worry. It's not going anywhere. I'm not abandoning ship right at the 1K mark. If anything, I'm splitting it out and individualizing it so the algorithm will pick up more of what I do, so that way I can collaborate and connect and help others more, be the modern day soul bard they are, rocking it from their soul with their publications and their writing, intentionally meaning to heal others along the way. So if you're into doing that, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for joining me there. And you know what? Half an hour is not a bad start for our first little sit down together. I'll catch up with you here in a little bit as a vlog, and then we'll do this live here in about a month. So thank you all for being here. And it looks like Frey wins the poll. Little troublemaker that he is. So it looks like Frey wins the poll. I will be wearing this nail color for the next couple of weeks, and rightfully so. I've been wearing OPI's Midnight Mantra. Is it OPI? I think it's OPI for Vovry lately. So I can go back to his other brother from another mother. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. It's going as wonderfully and as excitedly as a joy of being can be. Joy of being. That's my job. See you on the other side of another live, and maybe later today. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I know you're worth it. Bye. Thanks for being here for the first one, and I hope to see you at many more to come.
Thank you to our lovelies on Ream Stories over at Amaranth's Library and the Merna Private Collection. Whether you're a human ally, sunwalker, bard, songweaver, merry misfit, or more, thank you for subscribing to our ranks. We thank you for all you do to support us. Want to join our endeavors? Head over to reamstories.com/Merna Private Collection. That's reamstories.com/MERNA Private Collection, all one word, where you can access all of my books and more long before they are available at retailers and vendors. Hope to hang out with you there soon.